What's up, you guys? Good lord, it's been a long time since I did an actual Wi-Fi battle and an upload. I think it's been a week since I last uploaded Showdown, or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was like a week. I haven't done Wi-Fi for like the entire month, so yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Anyways, I'm pleased to announce that I have a new PC, so I'll be able to make videos again, like good videos again, which is good, very good. Anyways, my team, manual sand slash with sand rush, Stoutland, choice bandit with sand rush. I kind of have Galvantula and Needle Queen for support. My defensive core as Steelix and Slowking, with Steelix also has Sandstorm as well as Sand Slash. Sand Slash also has Smooth Rock, so I'll have more Sandstorm turns. Pets on his team are definitely, oh my god, the Typhlosion and the Manectric. Good lord, if I can't deal with those properly, then they're gonna hit hard as a truck, each of them. The rest of his pokes are actually very, very defensive. I think, like, Typhlosion and Manectric are the only two offensive guys he has on this team, except if he has Shell Smash Dwebble, which I didn't think he had, because Dwebble is the prime Stealth Rock carrier on his team. So I figured, well, yeah, that was basically it. But let's get straight into this match. He's going to lead off with this Typhlosion, and you're going to see at the very last few turns of this game that this Typhlosion is going to prove to be fucking annoying. Anyways, I don't want to lose my Sand Slash right at the beginning because a fire type move, or even Hidden Power Grass with Choice Scarf, he would have speed. He would have speed anyways, but Hidden Power Grass would definitely kill my Sand Slash one hit, and I don't want that because I need it for sand. So I'm gonna go into my Slowking, which is gonna be able to sponge that hit very fucking nicely, and basically threaten this little bitch out. So I'm just gonna go for a safe Scald because I know that if I can hit the Typhlosion with a Scald, then that will be terrific. But he does make the better play and go out into his Tangrowth. That still actually does a pretty formidable amount for a Slowking with no special attack investment whatsoever. I'm fully specially defensive, in fact. So, yeah. What he does not know, however, is that my Slowking carries Fire Blast. So he's going to put me to sleep right here and basically set up to stall my team, or stall out my Slowking, that is. But not knowing, obviously, that if I wake up, he's going to get smacked hard by Fire Blast, and that will be very unfortunate for him because Fire Blast is actually able to clean to a KO a Tangrowth. So he's going to set up a lead seed right here, as I do in fact wake up, go for that Fire Blast. Luckily it hits, and that's going to be some very nice solid damage on this Tangrowth. Look at that bar go down. That is a Tangrowth, people. Good lord. You don't often see Tangrowth just get smacked like that, because usually people play a little bit more responsibly whenever Slowking does not have Fire Blast. But mine does, so fuck you. Right, so he's gonna get a little bit more leftovers, recovery back. He's gonna switch, or at least he has to switch at this point. If I hit another Fire Blast, his Tangrowth is dead, and I know he wants to preserve it. And the best candidate for sponging Fire Blast is his Quagsire, so I predict that. I go out into my Galvantula. My Galvantula, in fact, actually has the Energy Ball. I haven't updated it to Black and White 2 move that it doesn't have Giga Drain, which I should really do because Giga Drain is obviously the better move. But he's going to switch into his Crustle, and I found that to be weird, actually, because I would have, if I were him, I would have switched back into Tangrowth to sponge this hit because the Energy Ball was super obvious, and I would have then trapped him with Hidden Power Fire, which nothing on his team except the Typhlosion would have been really able to take, or the Quagsire, but that wouldn't want him to come in anyway, so yeah. I'm going to just kill off the Crustle with a Thunder as he goes into the Manectric. Now, I can't really do much to Manectric because I have Volt Switch, Thunder, Hidden Power Fire, and Energy Ball. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to get the fuck out of there, especially if this guy's scarfed. He's faster, so I don't really want that. Anyways, I'm just switching to my Slowking because fully specially defensive is probably just the best thing to go for, as he probably wouldn't want to go for an electric type move anyways, and if he did, I definitely would have been able to take at least one. But that overheat did so little. God. He just goes back out into his Quagsire, and I cannot touch Quagsire whatsoever. But I do know that the Quagsire generally defensive, or at least his is. So I should be able to take one hit from this thing, and then retaliate. So he's just gonna set up a curse as I set up my Sandstorm. So I know that at least, even if he is a +1, he should not be able to take me out with one hit, even if it's stab super effective and all that. And you're gonna see that in a minute. That is actually true, because he goes for a waterfall right here, and that waterfall is not gonna be able to KO me in one hit. You can see it's going down and down and down. I live at 56 HP, and basically now I'm just gonna go for a +2 Earthquake from a max attack. I think it's Adamant. Yeah, I think it's Adamant. But I do get a critical hit, and that does kind of confirm that this was a very physically defensive monster at some point. Or I must have fucked up my EV somewhere, but that critical hit actually kind of looked like it had to be just regular damage. Anyways, I'm gonna go into my Stoutland, because my Stoutland can basically just deal with this thing at this point. From that range of HP, any one of my team could have dealt with it, but he doesn't have a lot of it on his team that would really want to take hits from my Stoutland, and the fact that he now switched into his Manectric I found very, very stupid, because I am Choice Bandit, and that is gonna clean take this little bitch out, as only now he switched into his Klinklang, and I cannot touch Klinklang, I realize that, so I'm gonna have to switch the hell out of here. Had he switched to Klinklang in turn before, he would have been able to preserve his Manectric, and that would really have aided him later in the game, and might actually have won his game, so that turn right there did kind of cost him. But his Gears is actually going to set up a substitute as I switch into my Steelix. I think I packed the Roar on this thing because I found that Dragon Tail wasn't enough to phase out things behind the sub, because it often couldn't break it. But I just go for an Earthquake really, because Earthquake would have broken this up regardless, because Steelix is powerful and that is stab super effective and all that. But Tangrowth is going to be able to sponge that real nicely and basically force me out with a grass type attack, which he does indeed go for. I'm not exactly sure why I go into my well, I know why I go into my Slowking. Slowking is probably just the best thing to take on Tangrowth, but obviously Tangrowth carries Giga Drain, so yeah, I'm not really sure where that came in. Because I need to preserve my Slowking, in fact, for that Typhlosion. If I can catch the Typhlosion on a fire move, I can sponge that very nicely and basically either recover my specially defensive wall with Slack Off, or hit something with a Fire Blast or a Scald or anything like that, and that would have really helped. But now he is almost at full, and you saw how much the Fire Blast did last time. It's going to do exactly the same amount, of course, aside from min-max damage, but still doesn't KO, unfortunately. And I think at this point I know that I'm able to live another Giga Drain, but I also know that it's probably not smart to stay in, or at least I should have thought that, because I need my Slowking. My Slowking can't die at this point, because I fucking need this thing. And I go for a Scald, and I did that probably predicting him to want to save his Tangrowth for later, because Tangrowth is a very handy Pokemon. It can sponge hits from nearly everything on my team. It can wall my Steelix to death, that's for sure. And I figured that he might want to switch to his Typhlosion, to preserve it and sponge the fire blast, because Typhlosion can do that very well. But in fact, he's gonna just stay in, and I'm gonna, unfortunately, to my own stupidity, lose my Slowking, which I definitely should not have let happen. Yeah. So at this point, his Tangrowth is at low enough HP where basically anything on my team can just come in and revenge kill this thing. I'm going to choose to go into my Galvantula, go for a Bug Buzz, as Galvantula is in fact faster than the majority of his team. I'm pretty sure actually that my Sandstorm withered down a few turns ago, so yeah. He's going to go into his gears right now, and I'm going to go for a Thunder. Luckily it hits, and that is going to do some massive amount of damage to this piece of shit set of gears. I get a critical hit. Not sure if it mattered, because you would not really have been able to do a lot of damage to me anyways, because, well, Klinklang can't really do a lot of damage unless it autotomizes, or whatever it does. But here I go for a fucking, oh man, that was so stupid. I went for HP Fire thinking I could just kill it off from that range, but he brings in his Typhlosion and it appears to have Flash Fire. So I said to him, dude, Flash Fire is fucking illegal. And really, that would have actually helped me quite a lot in the rest of this game. I actually go for return right here. It is just unable to kill off this Typhlosion, and he's gonna finish my Stoutland off with a critical hit Fire Blast after that. And because he had Flash Fire, which is for 1 illegal, and for 2 he got this critical hit. Even though I did kind of got a little bit of hacks during the game, I'm just gonna go into my Nidoqueen, and he is going to run at this point, because had he not had that that Flash Fire, I probably would have killed his Typhlosion, and I would have basically been able to kill the rest of his team with Stoutland, or with no, not with the Galvantula, with Stoutland or with Nidoqueen, and I still had Steelix around to sponge the physical hits. But yeah, very good game. Dewey1900. I don't think he has a YouTube, or at least he didn't give me any. I'll check later, but yeah. Right, so a quick announcement. I know that Washton and I promised that we would do a Christmas or holiday special last week, and we did it. We sat down for an hour, we played Challenge Cup, we recorded the whole thing, and then right at the end, when he left and I started working on the recording, and it was rendering the recording to be used and to be edited. It crashed, and I lost the entire recording, which was like super unfortunate. I felt really terrible about that. So I'm sorry. My sincere apologies that I don't have that we didn't give you the Christmas special Challenge Cup thing. We'll probably do, or if I can convince Washington to do it, that is, a special version of Challenge Cup or something, like a longer episode to kind of redeem ourselves, or redeem me, because I still feel pretty shitty about it. But yeah, I just want to wish you guys a very happy 2013, last episode of this year. Yeah, catch you guys on the other side.